Hi everybody, it's the baby landlord. How's it going? So I had to stop my normal the baby landlord videos from 2019 and 2020 to talk about something very serious and basically a lot of things that's been going on with me. Right now, today it is 2/6/2021. So it's Saturday and I am sitting here after a very trying and hard last 2 weeks. I tore my ACL and meniscus. So I am either limping or walking around the house and with a walker, using a walker to get around the house or crutches. I have surgery on the 19th. I have a son who was incarcerated who just got out. He suffers from ADHD, very heavy. And recently I was sexually assaulted. What else? Um, the building is having a couple of issues, such as my hot water hasn't been on in about 2 weeks. Um, I have used a warranty company who has sent people out who have had to come back because either they didn't do the job or the issue wasn't resolved. Um, and that's where the sexual assault came from. And what else? The ceiling is leaking on the first floor, and I am immobile. I am unable to get in my car, and drive anywhere and go anywhere. By surgery coming up, it's not ideal to try to do anything. I'm not even supposed to be limping without my brace on, but I haven't. I haven't put it on. So here's the revelation, the epiphany, the message that I'm learning. I have been doing a Zoom meetings with a friend. Shatrivia Unique is what I call her. She has a YouTube platform, so go check her out. I will link her information in the description. Um, as well as any other information that you guys would need to know with the Zoom information that we do. It's called MAP, Mentor and Accountability Partnering. And we started a pilot with it with a couple of people to kind of get us set on goals and holding each other accountable to our goals and what we've been working on. So if anyone knows me, they know I'm spiritual. I've been embarking upon this journey. God put it on my heart to really work on self-care. And when I tell you all of this stuff that has happened to me is a prime example of the lack thereof I have not been doing with myself. Either not setting boundaries, either not taking care of myself, putting myself first. If you suffer as a person who has put others before you, you understand at least a little bit of my life. I was molested by several men, family members, when I was a young gal, and sometimes that experience, that traumatization, that powerless feeling, having your power taken away, can really impact you, allowing people to put power over you. And sometimes you may struggle with that. But here's the thing. God has really been showing me how to set boundaries, even to the point where it hurts, even to the closest people around me. And I've been able to see how bad and far off I have been with setting boundaries. Yes, I can tell people, no, I don't want to do this and do that. But because this pattern has been lifelong, it's a process. I'm learning this. Um, right now, it's hard to tell you how I feel. I feel good for the most part because I know God is faithful. No one can tell me God isn't faithful. This time I'm dealing with is very humbling. Some of it I didn't want people to know about because I didn't want them to say, oh, there you go. Some people are ready and waiting to see your fall. So I didn't let as much get out, but I'm hearing God say, this is your testimony. Let them see you fall because just as much they will see you rise. They will see me in your life. And so I'm a big believer in making sure that I'm doing God's will, God's plan. So I lay myself before you and I let you know it is urgent and pertinent that we learn how to put ourselves first. The same story that goes if you're on an airplane and there's a crash about to happen, do you put the air mask on you or your neighbor? Well, those who struggle with putting people first will say their neighbor, but how can you help them if you haven't put the air mask on yourself? I am learning that to the T. And don't get me wrong, I had already started this process some time ago, but along the wayside with certain people, not all, certain people, I've ended up going back to that same pattern, that same trend. And what I've learned is that's how I can end up back where I was. But God made sure that that wouldn't happen again. So the series of things that have been happening, the series of things that have been happening needs to happen. They need to hurt. It needs to be painful. It needs to remind me and show me you have to love yourself. You have to love yourself more than other people, and that is okay. That is okay, and that's not selfish. Not for the people who've always put others first. Not for the people who would give you the shirt off their back and say, here's my coat and my shoes too. Not for you. Not for you if you've always taken care of everybody else. That is not selfish. You have to urgently start to put yourself first. It could cost you your life. It almost cost me mine. You have to set boundaries and learn to say no, absolutely not, and stand firm. And I don't care if that be it to a parent, a child, a close friend, a neighbor, a tenant. I don't care who that is to. You need to set boundaries or you can lose yourself. And in my case, I've learned that I have lost myself over the years. And even though mentally and symbolically I've found myself, it's almost gotten to the point where it could have cost me physically. And that goes for anything you want to relate it to. Safety, stress, anything you want to relate it to. It is very serious, guys. I beg you, under all these circumstances I am going through, don't worry about the gossip of it. Don't worry about the what happened, girl, and did it. Really? Don't worry about that. I always focus on what God is doing. It could have took me out, though. Let me be clear. I'm human with human emotions, and I'm a female with female emotions. It got real for me a couple times. It got real where it was tempting to go to substances to soothe me, to calm me, to make sure that, I took my mind off of it. And I said no. In fact, I fasted. I didn't even have food as my crutch. So as I sit here before you again, I am begging you, learn to put yourself first. And for those of you who are used to putting others and everybody else and their problems before you, I beg you, stop it. It can cost you your life. I will go more into details in examples forms along the way. I hope you are enjoying my videos. I'm really talking about my journey. As it stands now, we're in COVID-19 still. We're almost 1 year. Next month will be 1 year since COVID and the pandemic happened and the shutdown of the world happened. So I just wanted to jump on here, and I'll do that a couple times. I'll jump on here with a new video and go from there. But guys, please, please, I beg you, put yourself first. It is not selfish to put yourself first. You have no choice. If you're not good, no one else can be good, especially if you're a parent. How will your kids be good if you're not good first? How? And it's not selfish. I promise it's not. Get that out your head. If you're programmed like that, get it out your head. If you're programmed to put others first, stop it. Stop it. So if it was no other message I received from God, if it was no other message that was no clearer, it was that in itself. Take care of yourself. Show yourself self-love, self-care, self-development. Work on your goals. And when it comes to things like working for the man, put you and your business first if you're deciding to work on you and your brand. And love yourself. Love yourself because it could cost you yourself. Thank you guys. Bye.